Literally got here right as the train is coming in, and don't like talking on a train, but you know. And just in case you're curious what I'm working on, Miriam's Quest. Yeah. Okay, so obviously I don't take the train very often, and as I arrived to West Haven, a train was arriving, and I was like, oh, train to Grand Central. All right, I'll take it. Didn't realize it was an express. So they don't stop in Stanford for some reason when they're express, which is quite interesting to me. So I get to hang out in Bridgeport outdoors for the next 20 minutes and get just a nice cold start. But I'm gonna try to vlog as much as I can for this paid be a studio audience member thing, which is what I'm doing. It's for an NBC show, and yeah, you just get a stipend to come. It basically is just a way for me to be able to go there, and I'm not allowed to talk about it while I'm there to anyone there, or I won't get a check. But I don't think there's a problem with just sort of saying it, especially because I'm not naming the show. I'll show you. I'll show you the marquee when we walk in, and I'll do the. I'm allowed to take video and pictures before and after, not obviously during anything. And if anything particularly interesting or fun happens, I'll be doing like a recap at the end of today. But I'm just gonna hang out here in the cold. Probably not right now because my hands are cold, but yeah, whoopsie. But yay, public transit. I do love the train. Just gotta wait for it to come now. Little interlude in Bridgeport. That's always fun. Not really. There's nothing happening right now. I'm just on the platform. So I'm not good at stuff. Alright, I'm about to go in, and I'm just I already took like kind of a wrong turn because I was looking for the parking deck I was originally going to go to, and I changed my plans and did the train, and it's been an energy of do something kind of wrong and kind of mess things up and then just like deal. That's been the energy today, so I'm so curious. I'm so curious what this show is going to be today, if that's the energy I'm going into it with. So this is where I am, and that's the show. Oh no, you can't see it. The reflection is bad, but the Karamo Show, that's where I'm going. So, you know, just hanging out with Karamo.
No, girl. Don't be cool. You can hold that cool. Alright, so y'all, I always say there's three important characters to a Karamo show. Karamo is the guest and it's y'all. Y'all the vibe setters, alright? So if y'all turned up, Anthony gonna be on stage. Turned up. Turned up. Alright, that director said y'all giving boring vibe. If y'all boring, Anthony gonna be on stage. Boring. Yeah, y'all better pick it up. Middle section, y'all look like a bunch of nice people. Y'all better turn that around. Y'all better turn it up. Alright, that side section, they wanna turn up. Alright, very good. If y'all bored, we gonna switch some seats around. Y'all keep playing. Alright, so y'all set the vibe, y'all set the tone, right? So that vibe, that love is felt the moment Karamo comes out here. I want y'all to stand to y'all feet, give him a round of applause, make him feel like home, let him know y'all love him, right? We're gonna practice that one time. Karamo comes out, what do?
Wrap on day one. Big emotional. We'll be given details after the second day. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Day 2. I'm not going to jump onto the wrong train. I did actually remember my necklace this time, which I did not remember yesterday. So yesterday was just, this is why it's always fun to have like 2 days of a thing, so that you can completely do everything like a little haphazardly the first day and enjoy your second day. I don't know, but I'm gonna go and I'll maybe show you a little bit more of if anything is different today. I don't think there will be. And then yeah, you can expect a wrap up at the end. And at some point right after I said "and," the video just turned off. I didn't hit it, it just did it. I think because I maybe did something with my hand. I don't know. I also don't remember exactly what I said while it wasn't actually recording, so expect whatever is gonna happen with the rest of this. I don't have any idea. I'm just getting out here waiting for the train, so cool. I know that you're on the Light Language channel for things that are not like architectural blogs or vlogs or whatever, but can we please just appreciate these buildings? What can I say? I'm a fan of some brutalist architecture, and I don't even know if that's what this is. And I don't know, living inside of a circular structure probably isn't the most fun thing, but like, I just love it. Oh my God. As you can tell, I haven't exactly spent much time in Stanford, so I don't really know what's here beyond what it takes in the 2 blocks to get from the train to the studio. So I'm finding out a lot, and it's really cool. And yeah, I'm pretty sure today's going to be a lot like yesterday, and I don't know that I'll film anything in there necessarily, but if I do, then cool. Otherwise, my plan is to really go home later this evening, get back on here, because I want to talk to Gaia and I want to talk to my guides just about what this was about, right? I'll tell you more. I'll tell you a little bit more about like when I signed up for stuff and just all of it. So stay tuned. Probably be a channel message from Gaia. Likely, yeah, there definitely will be. Okay, cool. Well, I gotta get to the show now, so. Okay, so that was the end of day 2. And yeah, there wasn't really a whole lot that was different, so I didn't film because, you know, they're like 450 shows in at this point. Pretty well-oiled machine. So my plan is to get home on the train and do just one final chat with Gaia about it, because I just want to see what does Gaia have to say about the fact that my guides encouraged me to attend the Karamo Show for 2 days. Oh, very curious. But just gonna also talk about it more soon too. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I ran because the train's almost here, so. All right, so I'm back home. I've got Corbin right here. He's like, I missed you so much. And Mabel's probably, you're probably gonna jump on me at some point. Yeah, I know, buddy, I know. I've been gone for 2 whole days, kind of. I know, it's so rough. But genuinely had a really fun time just being in the audience for Karamo, for the Karamo Show. Fascinating, because I still didn't look it up, but I'm pretty sure it's in the same spot that the Jerry Springer Show used to be on, which is what I remember not really watching as a kid, but it being on in sort of our environment. Almost a like emotional gladiator type of show, right? And it was interesting because this was similar content as far as the people coming in to have an audience have witness to just the messiness of their life, right? But it was so nice to be in an environment where there was not the make it more, make it bigger, make it worse. No, it was and straight talk, and a lot of when things got heated, I would just find myself focusing on Karamo and on how he managed to maintain everything in the space. It was really cool. And I got a really fun chance to talk to people and just chat. That's part of why it's really fun to just show up for some background work. Because the folks that are there, they're also there to, not everyone in the audience, it's an audience of, some folks are fillers and some folks are obviously there to enjoy themselves. Lots of groups that just take some time to go spend at the Karamo Show. Which, by the way, learned this, if you do go, you get to get a picture with him. If you go and you're on a stipend, you don't. So, just saying. You don't get the privilege of getting to be on stage or hugging him. Which honestly made me sad. I was like, well, maybe I should just go back. But the whole time was truly, it was a really, really nice, fun experience. And 2 days of being in a place that really was a level of church. They even started like, you know where you are, like, be present, be here. And I'm so curious what audience reaction shots I may or may not be in. Because some of them were at the very start where they had the cameras pointed at the audience and they're like, okay, and now this part, and now react this way, and now react this way. Deeply funny. It's always also really funny to for every single person to attempt to do something and then just start giggling. And I cried both days. Just because of some of the much more impactful things that people were going through. Honestly, if you have 2 days and you have some old wounds and want an opportunity to feel moved in ways that might be missing, I definitely did some healing while I was there. And I just sat in my seat and, held space, just like the rest of the people in the audience. And I kind of just wanted to vlog about this because, like, yeah, I'm continuing to make myself a professional in the spiritual space as an Akashic record reader, as a writer, but also as a teacher. It's kind of what this is. It's a vlog, and it's transmissions, and it's channeled content, and it's whatever else comes out, but it's attempt at, I'm going through this, here's my story, and here's what I hope is helpful for whoever finds it. Because if you do, you're finding it for a reason, right? And yeah, I started 2026 literally on like right before bed, like a half hour before like going to sleep. We were kind of winding down on January 1st, and everything in me went, I want to sign up for one of those like casting things where you just get, emailed about specific things. And for no real rhyme or reason, I just signed up for Backstage. I'd been on Boston Casting a few years prior. Good Burger 2 is the only credit to my acting repertoire as background work. But I just wanted to. Mainly because, when you haven't had when people have not hired you for 2 years, no matter how many freaking resumes you put out, and you're trying to build businesses, and the clients you've had have been for trade or for free, which you love, but also obviously, bills don't work on trade, right? Like, if I want to heat my house, I can't call up the company and be like, hi, can I give you like a bunch of Akashic record readings to fill my home with things that will heat it? I would love to do that, but they don't want that particular type of trade. Yeah. But I've obviously also been going through a lot more. Oh boy, I've got excited dogs. I might have to pause this and come back. If they get loud, I'll pause and I'll start over. I'll start again in a minute. But in the meantime, enjoy dogs playing for a sec. Oh boy. I'll be back. I'm gonna let them play. All right. So I've truly been kind of at a loss for words for what to sort of end this with, because I'm not really sure what I'm doing entirely with the vlogs beyond just saying, hey, here's the thing I'm trying. Because trying is kind of all I've got, right? Trying to be an Akashic record reader, trying to be a writer, trying to be a YouTube content creator, among other things, right? A medium, doing any of the other intuitive work, and kind of just seeing where on earth my life continues to take me when I follow those heart-centered pulls, right? I've got the really big dreams. Some of them feel kind of like an impossibility, to be honest. And while I see those dreams, and while I have them in my, things I'm trying to pull in and manifest, I'm also just living my life and continuing to do whatever it is that sparks something. And I've been asking for novelty in my life. The talk show is definitely that. I've been asking for community. The Karamo Show, let me tell you, being an audience member, you feel community. You feel church. They actually joke about it at the start, because there's a little bit of coaching at the very beginning of like, you're here to be an audience member. We were told to be judgy, because for entertainment, but also just, and this is the part that I thought was so cool, because it's what I felt too. Seeing the messiness of just existing as a person with just so much going on, you see pieces of your own experience being reflected back to you from people on stage. And to come into that space and be a space holder, that's what everyone in the audience is being. They're being space holders. Judgy space holders. It's kind of what we're directed to be, right? You're getting that opportunity to see a little bit of a mirror of some of your own experiences while not being the one impacted by it. And I say that because I did identify with so many folks on that stage, so many folks and so many stories, and so many stories from when I worked in intimate partner violence and sexual assault work. I felt myself transported back to hotline work with several folks, especially those I cried during and with. They're just like, oh, yep, oh, there it is. Oh, there's oh, I haven't pulled that, secondary trauma into my awareness in 20 years. What? Okay, maybe not that long, but a little bit, right? And because of the variety of the stories that were there, it really truly felt, it just really seemed, it feels like if you asked every person in that audience to name what they saw that was relevant for them, they'd be able to. They'd be able to share their own life story, their own experience with exactly what they had just seen, at least at some point while they were there. Be a very interesting documentary, right? The synchronicities of how things like talk shows come together, but this one specifically, because this one was, I was hired to be there. They do have a stipend that they provide. I don't think I can get in trouble at this point because they already gave me the check, which is great. That's not usually what occurs for this kind of work, for background acting work, which is technically what it was. I had to fill out all the, forms. I'm gonna have to pay taxes on it. It was $200 for 2 days of work, like full days of work. And that's what it was, right? Nothing else. No no provisions, no other stipend things, no parking, nothing. That's what you got, a stipend to be there. And if you got the stipend, you didn't get a picture with Karamo. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I might go back for just because that's one of the things that you get. You get to be in the audience, and you get to like hug him and get a picture. that's pretty like. I've been in the audience for Seth Meyers and Stephen Colbert. I never got to get a hug. Also, wasn't paid for any of that, I guess. But I'm just saying there weren't that many of us there that had a stipend. But just to ensure that there will be at least enough people for camera reactions, yeah, they have their, we're basically a contingency plan, right? For just in case there aren't necessarily enough people because, I don't know, it is winter, right? Like maybe people who sign up to come just don't or can't or something changes. I don't know why I'm explaining any of this away, but it's just because it always feels a little bit odd to be open about certain things because we were told not to talk about it while we were there. But now that I have my check, I'm pretty sure I'm good. I truly don't know. If I get in trouble for this, I'll take the video down. But I also really respected and appreciated the process, and truly, I did appreciate that they just handed me my check upon the ending, as opposed to, well, yeah, it'll get mailed to you in 6 weeks. It's really nice. It's a really nice, very thoughtful, very people-forward way of being. And it's just so clear, especially with how well everything ran and the fact that we had an MC and 2 days of music and dancing and singing and this was in between shows because the flow of having to hold space for these really big, what it really feels like is like big central nervous system fireworks moments that kind of trigger everybody there who has anything that could even remotely be relevant to their lived experience, right? All right, I've got Corbin right here. My dogs have been very happy that I'm home. My goodness. But it's just, it was really, really cool to see big emotional central nervous system activating experiences happening and then move into music and movement and celebration and then back to hold space for that, then movement, then music. It was so fascinating to be able to just see how that flow worked. And there are 400 some episodes in, so I'm very curious if that was just they had it dialed in from the start or if that was how they just organically got there. And I'm sure if you ask anybody who runs the show, they're like, well, yeah, that's how we keep audience like reactivity high and exciting, and they keep the movement and keep things. And obviously, I saw it from a healing perspective, though. I saw it from yes, some people get, because you really do. You see people mirroring the experiences that you've had. You're activating things that may not have been in your awareness for the last 20 years. That's what happened to me. My own lived experience got triggered by very, very, like, oh, I see. I'm so sorry, that same, right? Oh, I'm so sorry, but same, or that same is like, it's a painful thing when someone's going through something really hard. And when I worked on a hotline, so many of the stories that I have from those days from folks that I talked to and tried to help were going through the kinds of deeply abusive and deeply painful experiences that some of these folks on stage were going through. And I did not consider that I had a lot of that secondary trauma that would get kind of brought into my awareness. But it did. And it both did sort of, again, in that moment where it was just sort of flashes of memories and flashes of some of those conversations, they would just pop in. And then that segment would be done. The MC would play songs, would pull people out of the audience. There would be this just celebratory, let's lift everyone back up. And the physicality of just getting everything moving. Like, that's been the work I've been doing for years now, because somatic work, which is what that was, it was just somatic work. Folks that are holding space in the audience got an opportunity to experience a mirror and be judgy about it, which means, sure, we're all plenty judgy about ourselves, but I don't know, when you got so much shame going on and so much other stuff, you kind of just go into like a judgy shame spiral. But when you have another person that you can kind of have that level of reactivity to, it's just deeply, it doesn't spin. You don't spin out about it, because you get to have something, a proxy for it, right? You get to have that external proxy. Oh, so cool. So cool. That's why I'm serious. I want a documentary or like longitudinal study of what is the dosage of being an audience member in the Karamo Show for your trauma. That'd be really cool. Like, do a baseline study before people go for the first time. Get people who both are fans and who've never seen it before, because that'll just be part of, the helpful parts of it. Have other people who are doing the same thing, but they're just watching it at home in their environments, not in this shared environment with community, with leaders, with Karamo's energy himself in the room and in the space, really holding it down, so that at any point, and this is what I did, at any point when you're feeling overwhelmed by something that someone is doing on stage, and that happened. My God, I got triggered at one point. I was just like, I just laser focused onto how Karamo was responding. And what I saw was someone who just, the sheer amount of training and work that he has clearly done. I don't know his, like, I know what I read on the website about his background, which he has a good deal of experience with a lot of different things, which definitely, because that just makes him more well-rounded in general, but his capacity I can't even talk about some of this stuff without like, right? Meanwhile, I'm watching this absolute, just, I'll say it, angel, like literal incarnate angel, just right there. Yeah. Holding down every bit of his own central nervous system, kind of holding the like energetic line for everyone in the audience, at least everyone who's paying attention to him. And everyone at home, because he's acting as the mirror that he's expecting. Oh, it's so hard to do. And he's doing it as a host. And in charge of everything that's happening in the entire space. Like, I thought I was going to learn some of how to be an on-camera person, because I'm doing this. This is... I have no talk show dreams myself, but this is my talk show to an extent, and I'm learning how to do this. I'm getting all my anxieties out, and I'm kind of just trying it. And so, going into the show itself, I truly didn't know anything about it. I knew the name of it. I briefly looked it up. I wanted it to kind of be a surprise. They had some links to the vibes at the end of the email that we got, and I watched it. I watched the fact that there was dancing, and I was like, yes, awesome. And that was kind of the extent of it. I didn't know just how big and emotional and human messiness that it was in what I think is the same space as the Jerry Springer Show, which I don't remember enjoying that, because that was same kind of messiness with let's make it worse, right? Let's all chant and cheer for people to be shitty to each other. That was not this show. And the fact that that's where that space's talk show like lineage has evolved to. Sorry, just when life is really hard and a lot of the people that you're getting content from are like, yeah, human evolution, it's totally happening, and your guys are saying it and you can see it and you're like, yeah, but can I have more tangible evidence of that, please? The Karamo Show is tangible evidence of that. In a big way. Like, a really big way. It's so cool. And just kind and loving and straight talking and some of the reactions that I feel like any therapist might really appreciate too, because how many times have you wanted to look at a client and be like, stop bullshitting? You're bullshitting right now. or truly tell your people, be like, this isn't working. This needs to stop. Yeah. I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful that I got a chance to be there. I'm so grateful that I signed up for backstage on a whim, January 1st, right in the evening. Just like, I feel like signing up for this now. It's the only thing I've gotten so far. No idea if I'll be doing... No idea. Other things. No idea yet. I've stopped trying to... That's the phase I'm in now. I'm just going with it. Sounds good. I go with it. And then I get 2 days of fun, having really engaging and thoughtful conversations with people around me during times when we're not actively participating in something, which we were also participating, most of our time there. It was really, really just the kind of engaging thing that I just want everyone to have an opportunity to do. And now, seriously, I can't... I just want to scientifically prove what I saw and felt. And what I saw was that there is healing that goes on in that show. And I know that they know that. I know that they obviously know that. They talk about that. But for real, what kind of things do you heal? Being an audience member, also known as a space holder, in that space. And does it heal physical things? Is it just emotional? Just emotional, because obviously when you heal old wounds, that also heals your body. And for real, is there such a thing as a Karamo Show dosage? Is that a thing? I want to know. I want them to partner with a hospital, and I want to know. For science, right? Why does this bother me so much? I don't know. I think because I think because I personally didn't know about the show at all, even though it's been going on since 2021, 400 some episodes, like 450 or something, probably. On the website, it said 436. Okay, because I looked at the website just to see more information about it, and there's also just this. There's this. There's this deeper message from Gaia. She's basically saying, what I have to say is something that I would be happy to provide upon request, should the show ever be interested in opening up to a few other opportunities for healing. Would you like to expand on that? Not sure what she means. There is an opportunity for spin-off potentials with personal exploration into next steps of growth. With Karamo? At the helm, yes. Potential for mentorship of future Karamos. Okay. So I guess this is a pitch from, is this a pitch from you? Well, I'm, okay. Well, she was like, I mean, technically it's a pitch from you, dear. Like, so I channel Gaia. If I didn't already mention that, I don't remember what I mentioned anymore, but I do channel Gaia. I came to this show because Gaia was like, this is where you will get healing for some of the things you need. Now, she didn't tell me that before I went. I never, guides are never going to tell you things before you do it, because otherwise it will mess up what you're there to do. If you know why you're going in, you kind of put a block on yourself and then you don't get the healing, right? I had to go in not really knowing what I was walking into in order to let all of the feelings that needed to come out, come out. And all of just the triggered things come out, and all of the celebration pieces. I cannot, like, I have had my community cup filled over these last 2 days. And the amount of gratitude I have for that, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be spending at least the next hour just like happy tears. Like, thank you. Oh my God. I needed a little bit of church. And I didn't know where to find it. Oh, I'm going to cry now. Okay. Okay. Oh. My God. Apparently, if you need a little bit of church, but you have some issues with church and you haven't really been able to find much community, 2 days at the Karamo Show. See how much it fills you up. That's my pitch. That's my pitch for be an audience person in the Karamo Show. And truly, if you're someone who's attempting to get into acting, they do offer a stipend, $200 for the 2 days you're there. It really does help with the whole getting there and food, and it is a stipend, right? You will get healed. And if you don't need a stipend to be there, you get to hug and get a picture with Karamo. You don't get that if you get the stipend. We didn't get to get pictures with him. Understandably, right? Sort of a, like, if you want a picture, come back to the show when you're not being paid, right? Completely fair. Completely fair. I really did, though. Because I was very, very Christian for a very long time. Until church just really was not a good place. Just some of us go through that, right? Church is the place that we feel safe until it's really not. And I'm not interested in a regular church. It's just not how I am. It's not what interests me. My church is life. But churches also offer community, and they offer you that feeling of stability and grounding and healing. And I still have all the songs that were playing over the last 2 days just on repeat in my head, and just so much relief. Just so much relief. But there are opportunities for other growth potentials that do involve the same levels of here's my messy life and here's what's going on. So what's your pitch then, Gaia? To NBC, apparently. Because they're totally going to watch this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, totally. Simply this. The formula for a full experience of everyone in the room is what makes for success in your numbers. That which you provide will be provided back tenfold. To take what works and to provide additional content for the same communities will aid in not only your business's growth, but in the growth and healing on a mass level to those who need it most right now. What did you have in mind? That is between me and Karamo. Yes, ma'am. Perfect. Oh, I don't love being the spokesperson for... I channel Gaia. I'm not a spokesperson for Gaia. Okay, can we all just be very clear about that? I am not. There's so many. To channel Gaia, here's the thing. You want to channel Gaia? All you got to do is talk to Gaia. That's it. That's it. Hey, Gaia. She's right here. She's right on that internal heart line. Hey, Gaia. If you're just starting out and you're like, but I can't hear anything, but I don't know anything. One, some of your thoughts, actually probably pieces of downloads that you're getting from her, they just sound like yours. If they're extra wise, if they're very grounded, if they're very body-based, if they kind of maybe remind you of like loving, tough mom or big sister energy. That's how it feels for me, but I do think that everyone feels a little bit differently. The best way to know that you're tapped in and you've sort of received, because the way these transmissions sort of work for me is, yes, I am talking to Gaia, and it does come through for me as sort of an auditory experience. She does also use my voice sometimes when I channel. I'm afraid I'm a little too energetically depleted to channel anything right now from her. But if you are seeking channeling Gaia for yourself, with like a big life goal of being a spokesperson for Gaia, couple things. One, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you might end up vegan. It might just happen. It just might happen. Channeling on plant-based is just easier. It's easier for your body in general. And two, Gaia channeling often has spontaneous breaths. And by spontaneous breaths, I mean it's just that, you're just sort of sitting here and all of a sudden your body will just fill, your lungs will just fill. Wasn't conscious, and it was bigger than just normal breathing that you're not really paying attention to, right? That's just how you know. Or at least that's one of the easiest ways to be surprised. Oh, I just got a Gaia breath, basically, is kind of how I see it. I know that in somatic experiencing, the spontaneous breath is, it's just really with central nervous system regulation, but like, kind of, right? Like the way that it comes through for me and the way that I see it, it's you know, some call it this, some call it that. That's kind of sort of a tomato thing, right? Yes, it's just body central nervous system regulation. Yes. That's part of what Gaia provides, actually. When you talk to her, it's a very, see, yeah. And she has opinions on entertainment because it really does impact us. It affects us. We often have central nervous system responses to what we're watching. They said it at the beginning. They welcomed us to the family. Yeah. Big, deep issues. People talking about things that, yeah, maybe until then only their family ever knew about. It's such a vulnerable place to be, and they make space for that to exist with all of its messiness. And even though they encourage judgment, and of course it's there, the levels of support shown to those who very clearly have not had support is, well, they already obviously know what they do, right? They know how impactful they are. They know that they know what it is that they're providing. And I'm just really so grateful I got to be a space holder too in that audience. Yeah, I'm grateful. It was fun, and it was very healing, and truly, if you have a Thursday and a Friday that you can go to Stamford, Connecticut and be an audience member at the Karamo Show, do it. And see what heals. That's what I want to ask every single person. I mean, why would I need to ask them? But I just hope that everyone else left the same way that I did. And I asked my guides, I'm like, did they? And they're like, that's none of your business. I'm like, I know it's none of my business. I just want everyone to. It's part of some of those, like, you're a healer and you walk into a space and you just really want everyone else there to have their level of healing that they need in that moment. Okay, thank you. And I just got the Gaia response, was like, that's exactly what they got. Everyone got exactly what they needed. Amazing. Okay, well, that's it for me. I hope you've enjoyed watching. I'm gonna keep vlogging, I guess, sometimes, and then asking my guides what that was all about to see if I can piece some things together. And I just encourage you to do the same. Maybe not the vlogging thing unless you really want to, but the on your way to your big dreams and things that you can see happening. What else can you play with in the meantime? Because just playing around is exactly how you get out some of that old stuck trauma that, like, there's just easier ways than sitting and talking about it for an hour once a week for 5 years, or digging deep with EMDR. Really, I mean, still do that stuff, but there's other just real life ways of getting there too. Plus, maybe the dreams that you see aren't going to be happening for a few years, right? You can either lament and be upset and be angry that nothing's happening and frustrated that you're doing it wrong, or you can just say, okay, well, universe, guides, like, we've already stuck a pin in this, right? Like, I'm heading that trajectory. And they're like, mm-hmm. Like, okay, cool. So what can I do until then? And they're like, do you remember acting? Yeah. You want to try that again? Okay. Can I get on the set of Good Burger 2 or 3 or whatever other? Because, yeah, I know I've already talked about it, but it's my only movie, my only background acting, besides this now, to date, Good Burger 2. It was fun. I didn't appear in any of the scenes that were final, but I still have, I found the DVD and I bought it and I signed it. Just because I could. Just because I could. Why? It's dumb. Does it matter? No. But, you know, what are we here for if not to just play? Beats being frustrated by life all the time. Because I got plenty to be frustrated about, let me tell you. All right, actually gonna go for real. Thank you so much for watching. I love you so much. We'll talk soon. Okay. Bye.